Welcome to today's video, everybody. It is competition day. We're back at Ebisu Circuit for EDS, Ebisu Drift Series. There's 3 classes. There's beginners, which is called challenge. There's expert, which is the one that I'm in. And then there's masters. Masters, you can't get into unless you've won expert. So we're in kind of like the normal series. I actually got to go out there and compete and try to qualify right now. We've already practiced. We did some really good runs. I'm quite confident. We'll throw some clips in. It's time to get in the seat and go out there and do a good lap so we qualify. That's my main goal today. As you know, I'm just trying to get in as many competitions as I can to work on my nerves and all that type of stuff so that we don't have any problems in Formula Drift, because that's the main thing I really need to work on, is my nerves and just getting all of that sorted out and anxiety and whatnot. So anyways, let's go out and drive.
So this is the first lap that they gave us, which is a practice lap to help us warm up our tires and whatnot. As you can see, pretty decent run, but not that great. Now this is the first lap for qualifying. And I'm not entirely sure what happened here. I felt like the rear was slipping out too easy, but then also when I was on throttle was gripping up too much. And now this is the second lap.
That sucks. That really sucks.
And you can see something kind of similar happens where the moment I'm on throttle, the car kind of just spins. Like it's weird. I don't really understand what's happening here.
So I'm not going to even bother looking at points. I know I got a 0-0. We pretty much spun on both runs. Even the practice run didn't feel good. We kind of locked up. We think it comes down to the issues we're having with the angle kit. I'm going to look at the GoPro footage later, but we think that what's happening, and from what Fusto saw from the outside, is the moment I got on throttle every time, the car would just spin right away. He said I was in the right spot. Car didn't look like it was going to over-rotate or anything, but the moment I got on throttle, it caused the car to over-rotate. Even though it shouldn't have. We think what's causing it is the binding with the angle kit. I've been putting up with the binding for a very long time, and this is probably the first time I've really noticed how much of an impact it's having. And yeah, like, come to think of it now, I think that's really what it comes down to, is the angle kit's like binding and getting stuck there while I'm on gas, and then it's as I'm getting on gas, and that's pushing the car forward, that's like causing the over rotate because it can't actually push forward because it's too much angle and it's stuck there and it won't move at all. And what that means is then the rear of the car's just going to spin around, right? It's going to take the lesser, like, easier way to push all that like kinetic energy, right? And because this way where my wheels are pointing is locked and binding, the easiest way is for it to go the opposite. So that's what we think's happening, but we're gonna have to definitely look at a different angle kit, I think. But still, I'm just really bummed because in practice it felt really good and I wasn't doing too bad, but maybe I put on a bit too much angle just then. I don't know, but we know that that's definitely a limitation of the angle kit at least. I'm still annoyed because we didn't qualify.
Back now at SAMMIT HQ, and a lot has actually changed here. But before we get into that, I want to take a moment to just talk to you guys about the competition, things that I observed and noticed, and why I didn't really film anymore. First of all, I was devastated we didn't qualify. I was really, really mad at myself. Actually, I was really, really upset about it, which actually sent me on a pretty big spiral. I needed to just take like a whole day off and just reset. So I'm back now, and I started going over all the footage, everything that you've seen now in the video, which, by the way, I'm sorry it's so disconnected and whatnot. Like, I'm sure you could tell, I was pretty upset at the end of that video and that day at competing at EDS. And I think it comes down to really just two things. I think first and foremost is my nerves definitely affected my driving, but not as much as I thought. Which we'll get into a little bit later. And then the second thing is the Chaser. Probably not the best car for me to be competing in. While it drives really good, it's a party car, it's a car I have a lot of fun in. It's not a competitive car. And when I say that, I mean that just because like it's my missile fun car and it is set up nothing like my S15, and I really shouldn't be competing in it at all. I should be competing in something either my comp car, or I should be competing in a similar setup, kind of turned down version of my comp car. You know, like an S15 with a 1J or something like that. That's kind of what I guess, come to the conclusion of. I had a really good talk to Foster and a bunch of other people that I let speak into my life in that area, people that I know are doing what I want to do professionally. So they're the people that I listen to and take advice from the most, right? And yeah, I think it's very clear that we're gonna have to set up an S-chassis comp car, like you know, grassroots comp car that is very similar setup to my official comp car for Formula Drift, which I'll be figuring out what to do with that later, which is something I've always kind of talked about anyways. And the pink S15, the Yashio factory S15 was supposed to be that, but I think that's more and more becoming more of this like special car that I want to just fix up, make it look pretty, take it out on the street every now and then and just enjoy, and not put it in a position where it's going to get trashed. But I don't know, maybe we transition that car into a comp car and we find another S15 that's beautiful and we make that a street car. But I don't know, I need to think about it. That aside, let's go back to the nerves thing. So looking at all the footage, I'm not entirely sure if my nerves were really that far out of whack. I think there definitely was a play in there, but nowhere near as much as I thought it was. And I really beat myself up afterwards thinking like, oh my God, like this is ridiculous. Like to be completely honest with you, I felt so crap after not qualifying. I was like, what's even the point in trying anymore? And I was just like, I should just pack up and stop, sell all my cars, like get out of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's literally like how crap I felt. Like I felt pretty low. And it also got me thinking like, why am I even feeling like this? Because usually I'm a very positive thinking person. But yeah, and I mean, to be honest, I didn't even know if I was gonna upload this video, but there's one thing that I've been really, really like, I guess like strict with myself is always showing you guys my progress, being real and raw with you guys, and that was something that I promised myself from the get-go. So I think it's super important that you guys get to see my ups and downs, and I've always showed you my progression. You can go back a few videos and see just how much my driving has improved from 0 to where we're at now. And I think that's super important because so many times, like YouTubers or content creators or influencers, they're not real life. They're not real. They're not like, they only show the good times. And I just want to make sure we show everything on this channel. And because then it's more like, you know, you can relate to that. I'm a real person, and I've always tried to do that. So I decided to upload this video and just kind of throw in this segment where I talk to you guys and go, hey, I'm still learning. I think looking at all of this, yes, we definitely need to work through some psychology things. I'm going to try and reach out to some people and connections and see if we can organize some sports psychology stuff. It's very clear that I have to do that. It actually, like, thinking through everything and my nerves and everything, I keep going back to this traumatic time when I was like really, really young, when I got in front of like a bunch of people and was like completely shut down. And that fear, I think, has just lived in me this entire time. And to be completely honest, that's what I feel like I keep reliving every time it's time to qualify. So I definitely need to work through that. Once I work through that, I think we'll be fine. But it just goes to show, like, traumatic things when you're a kid like really affect you as an adult, which is crazy to think about. So we've got to work through that. And then I think at the end of the day, like, it's really just experience. I gotta keep telling myself, this is the first time I've ever done this properly. This is the first time I've competed at this level. This is the first time I've driven these kinds of cars. Like, you know, it's expected to not be perfect out of the gate. But I keep holding this high expectation for myself. Maybe it's the pressure of, like, you know, being a content creator and YouTube and you guys watching and stuff. And I want to make sure, like, I show you guys, like I want to do my best so you guys are proud of me. You know what I mean? And that pressure and stuff. Maybe it's all of that. But regardless, I'm going to keep doing my best, and I'm not going to let this pull me down. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. I don't want to talk about this too much, but all I want you guys to know is improvements need to be made to not only myself, my cars, and the cars that I use, if that makes sense. But I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep competing. I'm going to find more grassroots events to compete in, because the more experience we get in that mood and just trying different tactics and things to get myself calm in the seat for qualifying, the more we do that, the faster we get results, and we get the results we want. So anyways, that aside, let's go show you some things in the shop. So, the office hasn't changed at all since you last saw it, but fair bit has changed down here in the shop. Just a little bit of a small update. There's not much to show you, but as you can see, we got the racking there. I still got to sort through all those boxes and pull everything out and reorganize it. I'm not 100% sold on this setup. This is mainly temporary, just to get everything out of the way for when the lifts are installed. And yes, as you can see, I put the two cars on an angle there just to see, like a 45-degree angle, just to see what it would be like. I don't like it. It takes up too much space. I think we're going to just have them horizontal, because I would love to fit 2 4-posts here in the future, at least 1 4-post, and have room for a dyno pack there, like the hub dyno or something. So I think I would rather struggle an extra 30 seconds bringing in the cars and putting them straight in here than having easier like 45-degree in. I just think it's going to be better for the space that we have. Ideally, if the shop had like, if it was just a little bit of a different designed building, and we could just have it so the cars would drive straight in and go straight up on the lifts on the back wall, but without taking up all the space in front of it, that would be awesome. But I think it's just it's the best way to do it, is just straight on. Now that I see them on an angle here and how much extra space it takes up, it's just out of the question. Like, I think for the space that we have, it's better that we just have them straight on. Then we can put a 4-post here, alignment rack and all that, and we'll be good. So yeah, that's where we're at. On the side of equipment, you can see Khan's been busy. He's got this workbench put together, and this thing is actually really, really heavy duty. Solid steel, love it. It's got 2 drawers and everything like that. It's got some, this concerns me.
I don't know if Khan's forgotten some bolts or if those were spares, but anyways. He put together the the press. Why did I call it the ton? A 20-ton press. This thing is sick. This will eventually live in there. Oh, obviously the sealer, we did another coat this morning. That's just drying now. Tomorrow we'll put the paint down. So this will be the last time you see concrete here, which is awesome. Moving on over here, you got the trans jack, and that's pretty much it. Everything's been unpacked for the quick jack stuff. We're yet to assemble that. But yeah, that's kind of everything. As you can see, floor's all nice and clean and all that type of stuff. Well, for the most part, we've got a sweep, but yeah, that's that. So I hope this kind of gives you guys a really good idea about lifts on the angle. I agree it would be awesome and it makes more sense, like practical sense, like pushing the cars in or moving the cars in. But honestly, it's really like, it's going to be so much more beneficial to just have them straight on, I think. So we'll leave it like that, I think. Maybe what will happen is the main project lift will be here, and then the one that we move in and out could be here or something. But when the lift installers get here, they'll also be able to give me their bit of advice. And I think that will help a lot as well. And I know a lot of you have been asking, we do still have the scooter. Look at this guy, still chilling here. Eventually I'll get around to upgrading this thing and fixing it. But for now, it can live there until I build it for, maybe we can do it for Okayama FD event. I don't know, we'll see. So that's where we're at with everything. The HQ, the competition on the weekend, and why you probably didn't see much content about it. It's, for those of you wondering, by the way, pretty much me and my friends all had bad luck that weekend. Fasto qualified, Rohab qualified. Rohab got knocked out in top 8 because his steering was binding, similar to mine, but way worse. So he didn't get to finish. But he did get like some little like award at the end, like most like, you know, improved driver or something like that. And then Fusto got knocked out like right away on his first battle. He went a little bit too ballsy straight into the embankment, and then after that he was just doing safe runs, and obviously he got knocked out right away. So that kind of sucked. All my homies, we didn't do too well. But regardless, it was still a fun weekend, and I think I learned a lot from it because, I mean, I've stepped away from that and just gone, wow, I need to really work on this stuff if I want to be successful. And next year I want to hit the ground running and I want to really perform. So I think the sooner we figure all of this out, the better for me, for everyone, for just like everything. It's crazy. It's insane that I'm still, like, I'm dealing with something that happened to me when I was really, really little, all the way up until now in adulthood. And it's so crazy to me to think that like something like that had such an effect on me, where it's affecting my performance competing and drifting. And it's entirely different thing. It's crazy, but yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to know your thoughts, your comments and suggestions, advice, everything. I really don't mind. I really read and generally skim through all the comments. I don't have time to reply to every single one of them. Sometimes you'll see me reply, and I do like to mess around and troll on some people that are just trying to make fun of me. But that aside, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you really understand my heart and just how I like to make these vlogs as real as possible, because I am a real person and I never want to portray to you guys something that's fake and not real. Whenever I make a mistake or anything, I do always in the next video or whenever I rectify the problem, and I make sure that we're always as upfront as possible. Probably a little too brutally honest sometimes, but that's just me and my personality and who I am. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm curious to know all your opinions and stuff. So once again, put them down in the comment section. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And guys, I will see you all in the next video. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to come back bigger, stronger. And yeah. Also, give me your 2 cents on the whole lift thing. I still don't know what to do. Anyways, I'm going to go put some paint on this concrete now because it's dry enough for it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to edit this video, and then I'm going to go home. It's me and my wife's wedding anniversary. Me and May have been married for 7 years, 7 years strong. Happy to say, no major issues that I know of. In fact, we don't even argue that much. I know initially, like, okay, this is turning into another whole thing, but initially me and May, we definitely had a little bit of a rough time, but that was mainly because we were so stressed with finance issues. But once all that kind of got resolved, things have been really, really cruisy, and we've just been enjoying life together. So I'm going to go home and enjoy hanging out with the wife tonight, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Ciao.